What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with a brand new review for Tyler Perry's Sistas on BET Season 6, Episode 7. This episode was titled Ordinary Pain, you guys. And before we go ahead and jump into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss Sistas on BET, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, for me, when it comes to season 6 of Sistas already, we're 7 episodes in, and I really honestly don't feel like we've gotten anywhere with the storyline. It's just the same long, drawn out stuff week after week. And honestly, you guys, I'm over it. Like, I don't know how much longer I can continue to watch Sistas. The thing is, when it comes to these reviews, I haven't came on here and complained about them, not that much. But yeah, you guys, we're not really moving forward with these storylines. So this episode, we opened up. So I forgot to mention last week that when Fatima pulled up to Karen's shop, she saw Karen kiss Zach on the cheek, right? And I was thinking to myself, like, Tyler, we have already been down this road before. Didn't we have a scene like this last season where she kissed, when he came to the shop, she kissed him and somebody took a picture of it? We still don't know who that person was that sent, what is Angela that picture, which I still say it was Belinda. You guys, I have not finished season 1 of Zatima, and I'm sure haven't watched season 2 of Zatima. Let me know in the comment section, is season 2 good? Because see, here's the thing. I think the issue with me with Zatima is it feels like Zatima is ahead of Sistas, and it makes no sense to me. So let me know if you guys can. You don't have to spoil it for me, but just tell me, like, are Zach and Fatima cool? Good on Zatima, or are they in a similar situation? Are they in the same situation like right here on Sistas? Tell me in the comment section. That's all I need to know. You don't have to tell me anything about the storyline. If I do decide to watch it, I'll let you guys know. So Fatima showed up to Karen's salon to give Zach the paperwork so that he can sign it from the attorney for the family court, right? So she asked Karen, could she have a few minutes along with Zach? And Karen was like, well, this is my salon. And Fatima was like, and we are outside. And so Karen had a little attitude. I was like, Karen. You're not even showing, sis. So I would shut up, because Fatima could pop your ass and be like, oh, I didn't know she was pregnant because she ain't showing. And, again, I know she came. I know that's not what's going to happen, but I know that that's not what's going to happen. I should have said that. So Fatima gave Zach the paperwork. She told Zach that she filled out a good majority of it, but she just needed him to sign her, and she'll get it back to the attorney. And Fatima is upset with Zach. And I get why Fatima's upset with Zach. But, like, is Fatima not even thinking that maybe Karen is playing into this to get you riled up and get you upset? Because that's really what it is. Let's just keep it a buck with each other, right? So Zach, he told Fatima, like, she just kissed me on my cheek. That was it. Now, I will say when it comes to Zach, that Zach is really annoying me in this particular moment, because Zach is coming off very willfully obtuse, or just, obtuse, oblivious, every other word in the book, right? Because I'm like, anybody with 2 sets of eyes can see exactly what Karen is up to. Karen is not slick at all, right? So Fatima left, and then Pam came out. Y'all, I'm sorry, but Pam's acting is bad for me. I just can't stand Pam's acting. So Pam came out, and she told, Karen that Aaron saw it as well. And Aaron, he's pissed. So Aaron came outside, and he was like, I'm getting ready to go. Good. Nobody asked you to come down here in the first place, Aaron. So before Aaron leaves, he wants to go and, dig into Zach. And I'm like, why are you mad at Zach? Karen has been doing this Karen has been doing this for a minute now, where she wants to whiffle waffle between you two. So I don't understand what the issue is with Zach. But hey, it is what it is, right? And then with Karen, Karen is really enjoying this, and I'm just like, oh, I've just love to smack that smirk off of her face, because Karen is loving this, right? So then we move over to the attorney's office, where Sabrina, Calvin, and Maurice are there, and I'm still kind of confused why Calvin is actually inside the office and not in the lobby, but hey, he's there, right? So Calvin is trying to get Maurice and Sabrina to look at things on the bright side, and I'm like, what's the bright side? That man just said that they could be facing up to 15 years in prison. Tell me, where's the bright side in this situation? Oh, the fact that he said he's going to fight for them, that's not a bright side. I would think any attorney would tell you, I'm going to fight for you. But okay, Calvin, I guess that's what you want to say the bright side is. It is what it is, right? So then Maurice, I actually agree with Sabrina when she said this. So are you trying to have a pity party? Because he was like, y'all can go ahead and say it. And they were like, say what? Say it's my fault. And then at one point, Sabrina said, you know what? It is your fault, Maurice. And I was like, contrary, corn fritter. It's not his fault. Because here's the thing. Yes, he came and stayed with Maurice. But your boyfriend Calvin over there, Calvin also advocated for that man staying in that apartment. So we're not going to sit here and just throw all the blame 100% on Maurice. Like, that's just what we're not going to do, Sabrina. But I get it. You're upset. I get it. I definitely get it. So Maurice is talking about, once again, trying to take Q out. That's not going to help your situation. That's actually going to make you look even more guilty. And I don't know if Maurice is not thinking about that. If he is their star witness and the witness then comes up, deceased, then all eyes are pointed to you guys. And that's just going to make you guys look even more guilty. But okay, Maurice, I guess. Whatever, right? So let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So next up, we're at the airport. So we got Danny. So Danny is at work, and Q is there too. Now, here's something that I noticed about Q. Q is sitting in a wheelchair. Q ain't got no sling on, right? Mind you, Q got shot in the shoulder, right? Shoulder. If you have a shoulder wound, they put your arm and they put you in a sling. How should I know? I broke my wrist. Not this one, but this one, right? When I was a kid. Broke it, and I had a cast. Had the cast on, and they gave me I had to wear a sling home. Before I got my cast on. Had to wear a sling. Just to keep myself elevated. And keep it elevated mostly, right? But he got shot in the shoulder. We ain't keeping his arm. We ain't keeping nothing elevated. He's in a wheelchair. I'm gonna let Tyler have it, right? But he got shot. So Danny told him, basically she doesn't want to talk to him. That if anything happens to Sabrina, he gonna have to see her, basically, right? Speaking of Sabrina, when Sabrina left the attorney's office, she called up Danny, and she's told Danny that the lawyer said that they could be facing up to 15 years in prison. So then Danny told Sabrina that Q is at work today. And she's like, what, Danny? Danny's like, girl, I told you he worked here. It's like, well, Danny, can I come and see him? I was like, say what now? You want to go see him? So she was like, yeah, I want to come see him. I want to talk to him. And me and Danny was like, that ain't going to work on that nigga. So Danny, please. So Danny said, okay, I'm going to see what I can, I'm going to try to get you a badge, right? So Danny said, girl, don't come down here, with high expectations. She said, don't come down here and do anything stupid, like get your hopes up. I was like, exactly. If Maurice couldn't do it and Maurice slept with him, what makes you think you any different, girl? Like, really? So we move over to Andy's office. So Fatima's at work, and she spots Tamara. So she went up to Tamara and asked the girl, what the f you doing here, right? And she said, I'm here to see Hayden. So then Fatima noticed on her finger the ring, and she's like, wait a minute, but is that what I think it is? And she was like, yeah, we went and got married. I was like, oh my God, girl. So Fatima was like, that's not what I said to do. Like, You going too far. And Fatima said, you know what, girl? You don't know me. Lose my number. Don't give me no updates. We're done. And I was like, exactly. So Andy, Fatima went back to her office. So Andy came in to check on her. And, she told her that they got some clients that were coming, right? And so Fatima told her, she got Zach to sign the papers. And then it was like, oh, okay, well, I'll give it to the attorney, right? So then Fatima tells Andy that Zach had kissed Karen. And Andy was like, are you sure about that? Like, have you talked to him? She says, no. She says, well, Fatima, I think maybe you should talk to him and give him a chance to explain it. I was like, very rational, right? And this is coming from Andy. Typically, I would say don't take any advice from Andy, but this is actually very sound advice. So, let's pause here and move forward. You guys, this next scene they could have kept it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up into one. So, Gary, he called Hayden. Hayden hasn't filed the annulment papers at this point, but Gary didn't find anything on Tamara, but he has somebody who's doing a deep dive into Tamara, and Tamara came into Hayden's office, right? And so, she's talking about the fact that they're married. She hasn't met his parents, he hasn't met her parents, so they need to meet each other's parents, right? Then they had a long back and forth dialogue. She wanted to, get down on her knees and, mouth praise the Lord in his lap, right? So, so they said, he said, no, people can see you. My office is open. She was like, yes, let me do it. You've never had it done before. So it was a back and forth of, let me do it. No, 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 let me do it. No. And then she finally did it. I was like, all of that. So Gary came down. Gary was asking at one point Hayden if Andy was at work. He said yes. He asked about Robin if he was there. I was like, oh my God, how obsessed are you, Gary? So Gary says he wants to talk to Andy, but he's going to use Hayden to do that. He's going to say he's coming down there to see Hayden, but in actuality, he wants to talk to Andy. I was like, oh my God. So Gary went into Hayden's office, and mind you, Tamara is down on her knees praising the Lord in his lap, right, with her mouth. And Gary was talking to him, wanted to hand him the paperwork on her. He said, no, can't talk about that right now. Can't talk about that, period. And then he was like, what's going on? You fidgeting. He was like, give me a minute, man. I was like, oh, give you a minute, huh? Never mind. So Gary was so curious to know what was going on. So he walked to the side of the desk and he saw Tamara down there on her knees praising the Lord with her mouth in Hayden's lap. So he was like, oh, that's nasty. I was like, Gary, he kept telling you don't come around there. You obviously wanted to see what, like, Gary, you come around there and you look down. So obviously you could figure he was doing something. I mean, at one point the man's eyes were rolling in the back of his head. Like, okay, Gary, you just want to see your man's ding. That's fine. I don't care. Moving forward to the airport, Sabrina showed up to the airport to talk to Q. And yeah, you guys, they really could have kept this. This scene could have been kept too, right? Because for the life of me, I just didn't understand this scene. Actually, before we get into this scene, let's talk about Calvin and Maurice real quick. So Calvin and Maurice got home. Maurice is funny. You ain't got no job, bitch. The way he talks to people, disrespectful but funny at the same time, right? So Calvin telling Maurice that, I can help with the bills. I'm in real estate. I was like, say what now? You're in real estate, but you ain't got your own place. But you're in real estate. Okay, Calvin, you got money, but you can get your own place. So either you got bad credit or you got bad credit. So Calvin says he can help Maurice get his license. Maurice is like, told him, you ain't got no job, bitch. And what I'm gonna do? Finish summa cum laude in prison, in jail university. When he said in jail university, you guys, I cracked up laughing because that shit was funny to me. But Tyler, we take so many twists and turns with Calvin's character. Wasn't Calvin supposed to move in with Maurice because he couldn't get? I don't care. You guys don't have to. You guys, if you remember the storyline, you can put it in the comment section. But I honestly don't care. I'm just like Calvin. You do real estate. You got money, but you can't get your own place. You had to split rent with Maurice. And we ain't never saw you go to a job. You're very much so giving Tommy for Martin. But yeah, you guys, let's pause here and move forward. So, like I said earlier, Sabrina made it down to the airport. I was gonna wrap Sabrina up with with Tamara because at one point the scenes intertwined with Sabrina because you saw 1 minute you saw the scene with Sabrina getting to the airport, but then we moved over to Gary going to the law office that they work at and catching Hayden getting his blessing in his lap, right, by Tamara in her mouth. But Sabrina got to the airport and she went to go talk to Q, and honestly, this was the longest scene I've ever saw, and it was very, very repetitive, right? So Sabrina is talking to Q, saying, "You know that me and Maurice didn't do that, right?" He told her, "You gotta take that up with the judge, right?" Then she's like, "Q, I don't know who hurt you." She said that 3 times, 3 or 4 times. I lost count after the second time. "I don't know who hurt you, Q, but it wasn't me. I don't know who hurt you, Q, but it wasn't me, and I'm sorry. I don't know who hurt you, Q, but it wasn't me. Q, Maurice didn't hurt you." So he's talking about, yes, he did, because he just wants to basically f him, right? But one you a gigolo? I thought that's what your profession was, but maybe I'm wrong, right? But I could have swore Tyler wrote you in as a male hoe, but maybe I'm wrong, right? So Sabrina, one question. This ain't even for Sabrina, this is for Tyler. Where did you get this ugly ass outfit from that Sabrina got on? It looks like a cowboy outfit with big studs on it. Now, what I will say, when Sabrina got up from talking to Calvin, not Calvin, but Q, you did see a tear that rolled down his eye. So I was like, wait a minute, did Sabrina touch a nerve? I sincerely doubt it, but hey, let me know what you guys think. And then next up, we got Aaron. So Aaron is at a coffee shop, and Pam is there, right? So Aaron decides to call up that woman who came down to the salon and went off on him, right? He wants to meet up with this woman. Now, here's my issue with that, right? I tweeted this last night, that Aaron ain't nothing but a religious fuckboy, because you're upset that Karen is, but you knew this the entire time. You've known that Karen is still hung up on Zach, but you're so much in love with Karen, and you're talking to this woman. If you're so in love with Karen, why do you need this woman around? You're stringing that woman along, and you're stringing Karen along, and then you want to talk about their people are crazy. I'm starting to see now why your ex-wife did what she did to herself. Because you're the issue. It wasn't Karen, it wasn't your ex-wife, and it wasn't this new woman. You're the issue, Aaron. So Pam nosy ass was eavesdropping Tyler. Here's my grievance with Tyler when it comes to characters. Because the way he writes characters, they're very much typecast and they're very much stereotypical. Not every black woman is a Pam. Not every black woman likes to gossip. Not every black woman is in other people's business, right? And then you got a character like Karen. Not every black woman is bitter. Then you have, Danny. You have Fatima, who's always angry. Not every black woman is angry. Then you have Andy, who is a smart, educated black woman, but you write her as a slut, a whore. Like, let's just keep it a buck. I'm not saying that she's a slut, and I'm not saying she's a whore, but that's how she comes off. She's very sexual. And when I say slut and whore, I say it in the sense that she uses her sexuality to advance her. And again, there is nothing wrong with that, but Andy is an attorney, right? Why does she like he dumbs her down so much. He dumbs Andy down and then he makes it all about her body. Then Sabrina, she is just clueless and oblivious, and Danny is here's my issue when it comes to how he writes Danny. Danny is these are quotes. This is an air quote, right? And Danny is a quote unquote fat friend that is can't get a man, or if she can get a man, they only want her for they want her for this and want her for that, right? So and then she has these insecurity issues, and that's what she thinks about herself. Like, can we write black women a little bit better than that? Like the black women that I know, the black women in my family, my friends that are black women, they are nothing like these characters. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that'd be my issue. And that's my biggest issue when it comes to Pam. Pam is so stereotypical because that's what people assume of a black woman, that she gonna be messy. Oh, she gonna get the shit started, right? And that's what you get with Pam. Pam doesn't mind her own business. And honestly, if we're keeping it real, that's the most annoying thing about me with Sistas is Pam. Pam is the irritants for me because she's always in other people's business except for hers. And people like Pam who do that are very miserable in their own lives, right? That's neither here nor there. So she want to follow him because he told a woman to meet him at the coffee shop. But then when Pam was there, he said, you know what, we're going to meet somewhere else. And she said, I'm going to follow you, right? I don't care. Andy and Fatima, right? So they met up with another client. And this woman, coincidentally, she came in with the same color suit on that Andy has on, right? And so she's telling her, so she's getting ready to go through a divorce. She's talking about how her husband that she's divorcing, when she met him, he was married to another woman. And, basically, this is Andy. Andy needed to hold up a mirror to this woman because, girl, you were looking at yourself. Because that woman mirrored your life with Gary. Because everything that woman said sounded just like Gary. And parts of it sounded like Zach too, but more specifically, it sounded a whole hell of a lot like Gary. But that's really the episode, you guys. For me, the episode didn't give a whole lot. And I didn't want to go too deep into that storyline right there with that lady telling them, because she went on and on about what her ex did. He came in he got a new girlfriend that is 20 something years old. He's cheated on her umpteen times. She got a man on the side, all this kind of stuff. And telling Fatima and Andy to stay single, right? It is what it is. Let me know what you guys thought about that episode in the comment section below. And this is also going to be a premiere, so you guys, if you guys are joining me in the chat, let me know your thoughts in the chat and in the comment section below. And that is all I got for Sistas, you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, you guys, be blessed. And I'll see you guys for something else. What's next? So today is Thursday, so Hot Topics will be up on Friday, and then Bell Collective, and then Ready to Love, and then Saturday. Oh, you guys, so my birthday is Sunday, so Real Housewives of Atlanta, I won't do that Sunday. It'll be on Monday. And then with Love and Marriage Detroit and Huntsville, my goal is to have them up by midnight on Sunday, so that way I can just have fun on my birthday and not have to do any reviews. But I'll see you guys later. Oh, and also we're doing a live on Saturday for meeting the cast of Love During Lockup. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming, you guys. I'll see you guys for all of that stuff later. Bye.